Happy birthday, Rishu. Now I'm 28 years old. I've known you for 9 years, and in those 9 years, I've seen you overcome many trials and tribulations. I've seen you make yourself from a boy to a young man to now a very successful and capable grown adult. I know from my own experience that life as now a grown adult, but yet not fully feeling like you may have achieved all that a grown adult should have, that you can get into deficit mode. You can feel like there are things that I can't achieve, that people who are adults are achieving right now. But that type of mode forgets the successes that our generation, that we've achieved. University graduation, experience in employment, great friends to spend our time with, capabilities, whether it's public speaking, or whether it's just being able to socialize, dance, bring people together, are things that our generation has surplus value, and you as Rishu have achieved and continue to achieve in your day-to-day and month-to-month life. And I can bear witness to that. So my one advice for this upcoming year is to change, if at all you're feeling in a deficit mode, to a surplus, and to focus on those strengths that you do have, and I know you are having, and to work towards seeing yourself in where you want to be, and seeing yourself already now have achieved what you want to achieve. So I'd like to invite everyone who's here right now to just think about their own life and what it's like to be in a surplus mode. I know for myself, I can give you an example. In my life, I can think of myself as a deficit in that I have traveled a lot of the world, but I haven't really made myself a citizen of the world. Because in many places I went, I didn't really achieve what I wanted to achieve, whether it was fluency in Chinese or fluency in Arabic. But you know, I can also think of myself in a surplus mode, that my experiences across the world, my trials that I've now come out of, have led me to be capable as a global citizen in my home city here in Toronto. And that allows me to easily connect to all types and all kinds of different experiences that other people in the city might have. And so I can take my deficit mode and I can think about how I can move that to a surplus. And if you think about that in your own life, each and every one of you, I bet every one of your deficits, because I know they're there, are surpluses. Because these trials are the stuff of our life. And the coming out of that trial in our own mind to think about it as a surplus is possible. And I want, if anyone can think of an example for themselves, give it a chance right now. How about you, Rishu? Can you think of something in your life that might be thought of as a surplus rather than a deficit?
At this current moment, I am unable to process a situation, but that lack thereof in itself is a trial.
Indeed. Ryan?
Could you rephrase the question?
So sometimes our frame
Yes.
is deficit modeled.
Yes.
We think of ourselves as not quite where we'd like to be, but instead, I'd like to think about a surplus. What
Okay.
do we bring added value? And think about that added value, what you bring.
What I bring to what, to society?
To your own life, to society, to some situation where you could be evaluated, and the evaluation you want to give is a surplus evaluation.
I'm not sure I understand where you're trying to go with this. So you're looking for some what you've labeled a surplus factor or element of my life, which when I hear words like that, I mean, first of all, it's a bit confusing, but I'm going to try to interpret it as something that's a positive circumstance in my life, to put it more plainly. I think I have a lot of positive fucking circumstances. I wouldn't know where to fucking begin. At the risk of sounding arrogant, which I already have, I have an amazing.
It's a
I
beautiful.
have an amazing group of friends that will put up with my shit when I talk like that.
All right.
So
Nice. Nice. I imagine I could think of some deficits. One of them was arrogance. But I'm glad you focused on the surplus.
yes,
That's the way
well,
to
that's
go.
what you asked me to do.
Thank you.
So.
I know we just met this evening.
I have no idea.
Kelsey,
That's all
can you
you're
think of something in your life?
I don't know what you're asking, to be honest. Don't put me on Facebook, my answer, or anything. Don't stop recording. Can you rephrase or?
Can you think of something in your life that you bring positive value to? That you might sometimes in your life think about as actually not achieving what you should be achieving, but that you can switch and think about it as something that you are and do achieve.
I don't really know. I have no idea. I don't know. I guess I don't think like that. It's all like surplus. I don't think about deficit. I'm not lying. Like, you know.
You're
I'm
way
not
ahead of
lying.
us. Tell us something that you think about in surplus in your life.
Well, just about myself or about my life. Well, it's just, you know, the kind of work I do. I think it's a huge surplus, you know, and because I don't think everyone can do it, because you need a lot of patience that, you know, that I have. I've seen a lot of people in this field working with, you know, with people with special needs, with different disabilities, just to make money. But for me, when I chose this field, I wasn't thinking about money. It was more towards, you know, like what I wanted to do, and I wanted to help people. So I would just take this, you know, like, and it came like naturally. It wasn't nothing, you know, that I had to force myself to do it. And people who are doing it with some, you know, like external motivation, that's money. They're not as involved. I don't see them like, you know, doing it with their heart. They don't have the patience to do it. But for me, I think it's more of internal motivation, and that's why I'm doing it. It's not anything external. Like, of course, at the end of the day, like, you are making money out of it, but at the same time, that's not where I get my reinforcement. It's more of internal, that, you know, like, when I see making difference in people's lives, that's what keeps me going, and what my surplus is like this.
Oh, thanks for sharing yourself.
Rishu, don't ever ask Jonathan to make another speech again,
Yeah.
or I'll
Yeah.
fucking kill you
No.
with your own gun, with your own rifle, wherever you keep it in this fucking place, and then I'll kill him. and now it's on video. Now it's evidence, right? So I hope that none of you meet an untimely demise, because they're gonna accuse me.
Yeah, and then you're also saying your name.
Well, there is one person in the room we haven't asked.
Jesus.
Do you think you could give us
Yeah, it's not fair
an
to him,
opportunity?
right? Or to us.
Please, it's okay. I'll take the hit for the team. Surplus. I don't know. Positive wise, I'd like to say, I guess, my mere presence just brings joy to the people around me.
And I can validate that.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
experienced joy
Yeah,
at your mere
just
presence
by being
earlier.
here. See, there's witnesses, everything. So, deficits, I'm sure you can pick up quite a few from that last statement. But
What was the last statement? I'm sorry.
The
It
last-
was hard for me to pick up deficits from I bring
the
amazing things.
I bring
that way.
amazing things to everybody.
Yeah.
People are happy, and I like to think that people enjoy my company, and I bring a positive atmosphere to anyone I'm with. I believe Rishu will agree. Hopefully.
Yep.
Dishu,
And-
I'll
And
continue.
and
Continue.
take it away. That's it.
Dishu, coming back to you, you were first, so I put you first on the spot. Now you've had a chance to see other people. Do you feel like you'd like to share something in your life now?
What? I will share that I have good company around me.
And I
Plagiarized me. You fucking plagiarized me.
That's the I have friends that I can plagiarize from who won't mind at
Who
all.
won't mind?
Well, I guess we'll cut it right for now. Thank you very much, Jonathan. That was much longer than the one you gave me at the restaurant, that's for sure.
Take that
But just
clip
as
and
profound.
post it on Facebook and delete
Rishu,
the
do you
rest.
care to share something in your life that you might think of as a surplus?
Something as a surplus. I have a surplus of good friends.
Yeah. Seems to be a popular one.
I just took a cheat my way through there. But we'll leave it at that for now.
Well, I want to say, I want to give a big happy birthday to Rishu. Happy 28th birthday. Can I get everyone say surplus on 3? 1, 2, 3, surplus!
Thanks.
Please don't post that.